What it do, everybody? It's your boy Big French Dawg back at you once again with another episode of the Big French Dawg podcast. Yes, sir, big baby. Welcome back to everyone who's tuning in. Shout out to everybody who's continuously tuning in and going to check out all my episodes and clicking on them from all these various countries. I appreciate everyone. Yes, I appreciate you all. Before I get into the episode, social media drop. Follow me on all social media, French the Grinch. That's Snapchat, Twitter, Instagram, French the Grinch. FrenchTheGrinch. Go to YouTube. Like, subscribe, comment, all that shit. Share, all that shit. TikTok, Big French Dawg. YouTube, Big French Dawg. You know what I mean? Both of those, Big French Dawg. You can email me, bigfrenchdog21@gmail.com. Go to my my podcast page on Facebook, the Big French Dawg podcast page on Facebook. Go add it. You know what I mean? Exclusive stuff dropping in there pretty soon. Opportunities coming soon. So everybody go add that. Go add that. You know what I mean? But yeah, like I said, thank you for all tuning in. You know what I mean? This right here is Football Talk 4. Football Talk 4. Yes, sir. You know, football is getting, time is going and going. You know what I mean? Everybody's it's coming to a make or break time. You know what I mean? Not really. It's still early. We only 4 games in. So, yeah. But first things first, you know me. I gotta do what I gotta do. And you know me? If you can't tell, I'm about to smoke a B. Yes, sir. You gotta do what I gotta do. So let's get it started. We're gonna go ahead and go right into it. Thursday night football. That was the first game of the week. Thursday night. Tua and the Miami Dolphins took on Joe Burrow and the Cincinnati Bengals, and they lost with the final score being 27-15. Tua was 8 of 14 for 110 yards and 1 interception. Had to leave the game due to an injury, though, and Teddy Bridgewater came in and was 14 of 23 for 193 yards, 1 touchdown and 1 interception. Joe Burrow was 20 of 31 for 287 yards and 2 touchdowns. Bridgewater is set to be the starting QB for their next game. Hoping the best for Tua, man. You know what I mean? Getting injured and any kind of injury is never good. You know what I mean? But the Dolphins are 3-1. The Bengals are 2-2. All right, and we're gonna go right into the Sunday's games. All right, we got Kirk Cousins in the Miami. I want to say Miami. I just talked about Tua. But Kirk Cousins and the Minnesota Vikings get their third win when they went up against Andy Dalton and the New Orleans Saints. Cousins was 25 of 38 for 273 yards, 1 touchdown, 1 interception. Andy Dalton was 20 of 28 with 236 yards and 1 touchdown. The final score of that game was 28-25. The Vikings are now 3-1 and the Saints are 1-3. I don't remember if I watched that game or not. Actually, I didn't. I'm going to tell you why in a minute. Next game. Geno Smith and the Seattle Seahawks took on and beat Jared Goff and the Detroit Lions with the final score of 48-45. A very close and high-scoring game. Geno Smith was 23 of 30 for 320 yards and 2 touchdowns. Jared Goff was 26 of 39 for 378 yards, 4 touchdowns, 1 interception. Statistically, they both had a great game. Seahawks are now 2-1 and the Lions are 1-3. Jared Goff was going. His little stats is cool, but they didn't win. So it's like that sucks. It's like you put up all these numbers just to not win games. Like that sucks. That really does. Moving on, Joe Flacco's replacement Zach Wilson and the New York Jets took on Mitch Trubisky and the Pittsburgh Steelers. Mitch Trubisky was 7 of 13 for 84 yards, 1 rushing touchdown, and 1 interception before being switched out for Kenny Pickett, who was 10 of 13 for 120 yards, 2 rushing touchdowns, and 3 interceptions. Steelers lost to the Jets with the final score being 24-20. Jets are now 2-2, and the Steelers are 1-3. Okay. Then moving on. Justin Fields and the Chicago Bears went to They went head to head with Daniel Jones and the New York Giants. Justin Fields was 11 for 22 for 174 yards. Daniel Jones was 8 of 13 for 71 yards. Giants ended up with the win, you know what I mean? Final score being 20-12. Giants are now 3-1, and the Bears are 2-2. Next game, which I was in attendance for, and the reason why I wasn't watching all the games like I usually do, because you know I'm a red zone guy. But the next game, which I was in attendance for, like I said, the great Ryan Tannehill and the Tennessee Titans went up against Matty Ice, Matt Ryan, and the Indianapolis Colts. Ryan Tannehill was 17 of 21 for 137 yards for 2 touchdowns. Matt Ryan was 27 of 37 for 356 yards, 2 touchdowns, 1 interception. The Titans were leading the game going into the half. Like they were up. And then, but the Colts started making a comeback second half. Colts couldn't pull it off, fell short with the final score being 24-17. Titans are now 2-2, and the Colts are 1-2-1. You know what I mean? My boys got the job done in Indianapolis. We came to my city because I was from Indianapolis, which is crazy because everybody gets me shit. Excuse me. Everybody gives me shit because I'm from Indianapolis, Indiana, but I'm a Tennessee Titans fan. You know what I mean? But don't let that bother you too much. You know what I mean? Don't let that get to you too much. I'm a Titans fan through and through since '99 when they first made they switch to Tennessee. So ask about me. You can ask any of my family members, they'll tell you. From the time this nigga started liking football, he's been a Titans fan all the way back. You know what I mean? So ain't no bandwagon shit. I got it tatted on me, bro. I'm not playing. That's my team. That's my squad forever. Through the highs and the lows. We had a lot of motherfucking lows. And I still held on. Still holding on tight. You know what I mean? But anyway, let me get out my fandom real quick. Next game. Justin Herbert and the Los Angeles Chargers. They defeated Davis Mills and the Houston Texans. Justin Herbert was 27 of 39 for 340 yards and 2 touchdowns. Davis Mills was 26 of 35 for 246 yards, 2 touchdowns, 2 interceptions. The final score of that game was 34-24. Chargers are now 2-2, and the Texans are 0-3-1. Houston, I don't know. Well, I don't know what they need to do to get their shit together, but they fucking up. This is too early to be fucking up like this. But at the same time, you never know. It's still early in the season. All right, moving on. Jacoby Brissett and the Cleveland Browns took an L when they went up against Marcus Mariota and the Atlanta Falcons. Brissett was 21 of 35 for 234 yards and 1 interception. Mariota was 7 of 19 for 139 yards and 1 interception. Final score of that game was 23-20. Like, damn. I'm shitty. You know, I like Brissett. You know, I'm rooting for all the black quarterbacks. But, you know, Browns and Falcons both are now 2-2. All right. Like I said, I'm always rooting for the black quarterbacks. Anyway, moving on. Carson Wentz and the Washington Commanders get their 3rd loss of the season when they went up against Cooper Rush and the Dallas Cowboys, who got their 3rd win of the season. Wentz was 25 of 42 for 170 yards, 1 touchdown, and 2 interceptions. Rush was 15 of 23 for 223 yards and 2 touchdowns. Final score of that game was 25-10. Commanders are now 1-3. Cowboys are 3-1. This is the Cowboy team that the Cowboys fans love. You know what I mean? This is the team that they want. You know, our Cowboys fans is like, they ride or die. They real ride or die. You know, they never sway. They always, it's Super Bowl hopes every year. I mean, I feel like everybody should be like that for their team, but they don't be realistic. You know what I mean? They don't be realistic. Cowboys fans are never realistic. You know what I mean? I ain't got no beef with no Cowboys fans. I ain't got the beef with no Cowboys at all, but, you know, y'all be unrealistic sometimes. We should all have hopes that our team does good to go, but y'all be swearing that y'all team, like the Cowboys, are going to go every year. To another great quarterback, another great black quarterback, Jalen Hurts and the Philly Eagles remain undefeated after their win against Trevor Lawrence and the Jacksonville Jaguars. Excuse me. Trevor Lawrence was 11 of 23 for 174 yards, 2 touchdowns, and 1 interception. Jalen Hurts was 16 of 25 for 204 yards, 1 rushing touchdown, and 1 interception. Final score of that game was 29-21. Eagles 4-0, Jags 2-2. Next game, Josh Allen and the Buffalo Bills took on and beat Lamar Jackson and the Baltimore Ravens, with the final score being 23-20. You know what I mean? The Bills, they're always a team. They're always a team that you gotta watch out for since Josh Allen been around. Josh Allen was 19 of 36 for 213 yards, 1 touchdown, 1 interception. Lamar Jackson was 20 of 29 for 144 yards, 1 touchdown, 2 interceptions. Bills are now 3-1, and the Ravens are 2-2. Black quarterback Kyler Murray and the Arizona Cardinals went head-to-head with Baker Mayfield and the Carolina Panthers. Murray was 23 of 32 for 207 yards, 2 passing touchdowns, 1 rushing touchdown, and 1 interception. Baker Mayfield was 23 of 36 for 197 yards, 1 touchdown, 2 interceptions. With that score, their final score of that game was 26-16. The Cardinals left with the win, making the Cardinals 2-2 and the Panthers 1-3. I don't know. Baker Mayfield's best situation was Cleveland, man. Like, Cleveland was perfect for him. He was definitely thriving in Cleveland. And, like, I don't know what the whole situation is behind that. Like, what happened to make him have to get traded or what happened to where he left. But I feel like Baker Mayfield did real good in Cleveland. He gave Cleveland hope. Cleveland was up. Cleveland had that kind of, man, now that's some true fans, though. Cleveland is some true fans because even when they were shit, they still rode with their team. They didn't have a team for a minute, got a team back. Like, it's crazy. Moving on. Russell Wilson and the Denver Broncos get their second loss of the season after losing to Derek Carr and the Las Vegas Raiders, which was their first win. Russell Wilson was 17 of 25 for 237 yards, 2 passing touchdowns, and 1 rushing touchdown. Derek Carr was 21 of 34 for 188 yards, with a final score of 32-23, making the Broncos 2-2 and the Raiders 1-3. So Raiders got their first win of the season. Okay, you know what I mean? That's a step in the right direction. I sound like a fucking kid. In the right direction. Next game, Aaron Rodgers and the Green Bay Packers got their third win. This is a good weed, y'all. Shit. Sorry, y'all. Very unprofessional. Very unprofessional. But yeah, Aaron Rodgers and the Green Bay Packers, they got their third win in overtime against Bailey Zapp and the New England Patriots. Zapp was 10 of 15 for 99 yards and 1 touchdown. Aaron Rodgers was 21 of 35 for 251 yards, 2 touchdowns, and 1 interception, with the final score being 27-24. You know what I mean? Green Bay is now 3-1. New England is 1-3. That was a close game. You know what I mean? I'm glad Aaron Rodgers came on top. He's one of my faves. Then we're going to transition to the Sunday night football game. Patrick Mahomes and the Kansas City Chiefs got their third win after beating Tom Brady and the Tampa Bay Buccaneers. You know, I love to see Tom Brady lose. As should everyone. As should everyone. Mahomes was 23 of 37 for 249 yards, 3 touchdowns, and 1 interception. Tom Brady was 39 of 52 for 385 yards and 3 touchdowns. With a final score of 41-31, that makes the Chiefs 3-1 and the Buccaneers 2-2. You know what I mean? I'm like I said, I'm all for the loss of the loss of Tom Brady. You know what I mean? And then we're going to go to the final game of the week, which was Monday Night Football. Matthew Stafford and the Los Angeles Rams get defeated going up against Jimmy Garoppolo, and the San Francisco 49ers. Stafford was 32 of 48 for 254 yards and 1 interception. Garoppolo I just be somebody's name that just don't roll off right for me. Garoppolo was 16 of 27 for 239 yards and one touchdown. After the 49ers win, after they win that game, that final score was 24-9. Both teams are now 2-2. So that was that was all the games from the week 4. So and then like I said, it's still early in the season. So it's just like he still got time. Everybody still got time to really you know what I mean? Everybody got time. Everybody got time to come back. You know what I mean? So the Thursday night game, Colts versus the Broncos. Actually, I already watched that game because I'm recording this late. So that game has already happened. If you're listening to this has already happened. But I will talk about that in the next football talk because, it was some stupid shit that happened. But Thursday night game was Colts versus Broncos. Then on Sunday, we got Giants versus Packers, Lions. We got Lions versus Patriots, Chargers versus Browns, Texans versus Jags, Falcons versus Buccaneers, Steelers versus Bills, Dolphins versus Jets, Bears versus Vikings, Titans versus Commanders, Seahawks versus Saints, 49ers versus Panthers, Eagles versus Cardinals, Cowboys versus the Rams, Bengals versus the Ravens, and then that was Bengals versus Ravens Sunday night game. And then Monday night's game is the Raiders versus the Chiefs. So, that's gonna be an interesting week. I need to see. Hopefully, my Titans keep it up. Carson Wentz is a scrub. We beat him before, so hopefully we can stomp all over top of them. I'm looking forward to see what Jalen Hurts is going to do over at the Eagles. Him and A.J. Brown. Like I said, I got a special tie to A.J. Brown because he was on my squad. You know what I mean? We couldn't pay him, though. I guess that was the case. Couldn't come up with the money, and Philly did, so they swooped him right on up. Which I'm not upset because guess what? You got to do what you got to do. You know what I mean? I'm not mad. Y'all got to realize football, these are people's jobs. This is a job when it's all said and done. If you really want to talk about it, it's a job. So your job, for what you should do, you need to secure the best job that you can, right? You want to make sure you're doing what you need to do to make sure your career is great and make sure your career goes good. And if that means going where there's more money, you know what I mean, and a better opportunity because, technically the team he's playing for is doing better than the team he was playing for. Right now, you know what I mean? At least right now. But, shout out to the Eagles. Shout out to all the black quarterbacks, Jacoby Brissett, Jalen Hurts, Kyler Murray, Lamar Jackson. Who else am I missing? My man from Houston. Dak Prescott. All of them. All the black quarterbacks. You know what I mean? Shout out to all y'all. Shout out to everybody. Shit. Damn. I think I'm good. I'm not good yet. I'm over here choking like a motherfucker, y'all. My bad. But no, shout out to everybody, man, who tuned in. You know what I mean? This was the football talk number 4. You know what I mean? Football talk 5 around the corner. I'm keeping these bitches rolling. I got some more shit coming. I'm not even gonna tell y'all what I got. Just go get ready for it. You know what I mean? Support the podcast. There's a link. Click on it. Be a monthly supporter. You know what I mean? Support the kids. Support. Even if you post it, like it, share it, all that. Just rate it. You know what I mean? Like and rate and follow the podcast. That helps gain my shit too. That helps push me up. So follow the podcast. Like, you know what I mean? Star it, you know what I mean? Rate it. Rate the podcast, like the podcast, follow the podcast. I appreciate y'all, man. The social media drop once again. TikTok, Instagram, Snapchat, French the Grinch. French the Grinch. FrenchTheGrinch. All one word. TikTok and YouTube. Big French Dawg. Big French Dawg. Follow me, like, subscribe on all that. Hit me in the DMs, not DMs, but the email, bigfrenchdog21@gmail.com. Go add the Facebook page, the Big French Dawg podcast page on Facebook. Go add it. Go add it. I'm trying to build this community up. I'm trying to get this through the ceiling. You feel me? And I need help. I can't do it by myself, but I need everybody to continue fucking with me. Help boost me up. I appreciate y'all. Y'all help me out. I definitely show my appreciation. I have nothing but appreciation for everybody who's tuning in, who's listening on a consistent basis. Shout out to everybody across the globe that's clicking and linking in and tuning in. I appreciate y'all. You know what I mean? And I'm out of here. My name is Big French Dawg. And this was, and this always will be the Big French Dawg podcast. And like DJ Khaled say, this is another one. And this was a great one. I appreciate y'all for tuning in, man.